It's race day here at the Greensboro Aquatic Center, the site of the 2018 USA Swimming Winter Nationals. Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Cummings, and it's a thrill to be back here behind the Deck Pass live desk to bring you all the action, all the interviews, all the highlights from here at Greensboro. We're sure you're going to have a wonderful 3 days of competition here. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you come back for finals live tonight beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Olympic Channel. Rowdy Gaines, as always, is going to be here. He's going to be very excited to talk about the future and the present of USA Swimming in the road up to Tokyo. And then you'll want to set the DVR for 6:30 p.m. for the Golden Goggle Awards. I won't spoil it for you if you don't know who won the big awards, but you definitely want to see that. Some very memorable speeches from that event that took place last week in New York City. And I said you want to DVR it because you want to be here live right after finals. I'm going to be here to host Deck Pass live right after finals on usaswimming.org or Facebook Live. Please don't miss that. All right, so this meet is very, very important because this is the first meet where everyone can qualify for the 2020 Olympic trials, which will be held in Omaha, Nebraska. It's a very important meet. Now, obviously, some of our big stars like Katie Ledecky, Nathan Adrian, Ryan Murphy, on and on and on, they don't have the pressure of, will I qualify for Olympic trials? But they get all these times up on the table. It just reduces some of the pressure. A lot of the athletes here are really trying to make those Olympic trial cuts now so they could start training and being ready for Omaha. You don't want to wait till the last minute and then you have to redo your taper again for trials. You want to get it now, be done with it. A lot of pressure is off. And that started last night in the women's and men's 800 freestyle. And we'll show you the results of that women's 800. We had all those ladies there qualifying for the Olympic trials in the women's 800, as you see, led by Katie Ledecky and her 8:14.40. And then Ashley Twitchell was second. And then rounding out the top three was Erica Sullivan. And I'm here with two ladies who are now qualified for the Olympic trials in 2020. Paige McKenna from Nation's Capital Aquatic Club and Summer Smith from Bluefish Swim Club. Ladies, congratulations on qualifying for trials.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start with you, Paige. You swam the 800 last night, got 8th place, 8:46.76, just a little bit off your best time. But what was it like for you to officially say, okay, now I am going to Olympic trials?
It was really surreal just looking up at the scoreboard and seeing my time. It's like I never would have dreamed that I would have an Olympic trial cut, just like from Pennsylvania and then traveling here and having so many opportunities just to swim. It's just really great. I'm so happy.
And Summer, for you, this is extraordinary, everybody. She dropped 10 seconds off her best time in the 800 last night to qualify for Olympic trials. So you turn around and you see it, you dropped 10 seconds, 8:47.20.
Yeah.
Tell me what that was like.
I really didn't expect that. I gave a little fist bump at the end. I was like, oh my God. I really worked the very end of my race a lot. So I've been training a lot of distance, so like it was nice. Really good to pay off.
So what's your secret? Tell us what it took for you to drop 10 seconds in your 800.
It's a lot of heart. I really, really, really wanted to make the Olympic trial cut. I was thinking I was going to make it in the full IM. Like I've done the time, but had to do it again because qualifying period. But like to do it in the distance, it was just great. I love it.
Yeah, and so obviously you two have more events to swim, and so I'm sure you want to get more trials cuts. Paige, what's the one event that's remaining that you're looking forward to?
The 1500. That's my favorite event ever, and I'm just really looking forward to swimming it. And with all the other girls, just like such great competition, just to race against them and be really fast and get my trial cut that I really wanted.
And it'll be the first time the 1500's done at Olympic trials. It's a new Olympic event. That's probably get you really pumped. And Summer, for you, you said you already have the time for the 400 IM.
Yeah.
You just have to officially swim it. So I'd imagine when you're going to swim that tomorrow, it's going to be really exciting for you.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's really cool. So you're speaking of Olympic trials, the teams you two swim for have a lot of pedigree with the Olympic trials and with the Olympics. Paige, Katie Ledecky is the big star for Nation's Capital, and for Summer it's been Elizabeth Beisel who's been the face of Bluefish Swimming for, it seems, like 2 decades almost. She's been around for a long time.
She's great, yeah.
What does it mean for both of you to have those names associated with your clubs and know the success that they have?
It just makes me really proud, and it's sometimes Katie comes to practice and we get to train with her, and it's just, she's my role model, and just, I'm so happy to be able to be associated with the team she's on, and it's really great.
Yeah, they're such a big inspiration. They really like push you to be better because like they're just so like surreal, you know? Like it's just amazing that they're like came from my team. So like we have such a good background.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I'm sure when you go to your swim clubs, when you go to swim practice, their names are on record boards and things like that. So you see their names every day. What does it feel like to see those names and know that, you know, they've reached those heights and now that you're on your way with the Olympic trials?
It's really inspirational, and it just gives me something to keep going every day, really.
Definitely something to keep working for. I love to like just try to strive to be them because they're just so amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So really quick, Summer, I want to ask you this. I've spoken with many times with Elizabeth Byers. She's spoken about the extremely brutal Thanksgiving Day swim practice.
Oh, well,
tell me about that.
Well, this time we were kind of tapering or resting for this meet, but they can definitely be brutal.
Yeah, it was something like, you know, 2,400 IMs or something like that. Like where she didn't blink an eye, I was just like, it's Thanksgiving. So I'm glad you probably, like, thankful you didn't have to do that this year.
Very thankful, thankful for Thanksgiving.
So, this is your first nationals.
Yes.
Anybody you've been like really excited to see on deck?
Well, Katie, of course, and Nathan Adrian is a big one too, and Simone Biles, definitely.
Or Simone Manuel.
Oh my gosh.
That would be cool if Simone Biles came here. That would be really nice surprise.
It's just so many names that are similar.
Yeah, and these people you've watched on TV, now you two are here and you're one of them now. I mean, just imagine that one day, I bet you these two are going to be people that are going to be like trying to fend off all the autograph seekers.
That'd be so cool.
That would be cool. Paige, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys have finals tonight. You're in the 400 freestyle. You're in the 200 IM. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
So in addition to the women's 800, we had the men's 800 last night. Only 6 men qualified for the Olympic trials in those races last night. As you see, Jordan Williamowski, the 2016 Olympian, only won under 8 minutes, 7:56.88, followed by Brennan Gravely, who was in second. So, as we talked about, this meet's focus is qualifying for the Olympic trials, and we're going to be seeing a lot of people going for those cuts, and you're going to be hearing the name Rowdy Gaines a lot because he's going to be calling all these races on NBC, and he's going to be the one that's been calling the races on NBC during the 2020 Olympic trials. So he's going to be watching a lot of these athletes very closely. And he's been the voice of NBC for the past 7 Olympic trials. And as you may know, he did pretty well as an athlete in a couple of Olympic trials in 1980 and 1984. And he's been a very strong advocate for USA Swimming over the past 3 decades or so. So it's no surprise USA Swimming gave Rowdy its Hero Award.
It's not about me. I'm really not that big a deal in the whole grand scheme of things. I'm a very small cog on a huge wheel. That's the way I kind of look at it. And there are a lot of people that are making a huge difference. And when I hear the word hero, that's a term that I don't like to use with me. There are so many heroes in the world, our first responders, our military, and the people that are in the fight every day, like the people here at the USA Swimming Foundation, or like other foundations across the country and the world that are fighting for water safety. So for me, it's something that was, to use an overused word, it was certainly humbling. And it was something that I was certainly proud of, but it was more an acceptance of, hey, this is for all of us that are in this fight together. It literally tears me apart when I hear or I read about a child that drowns, because I know how unnecessary it is. When we lose children to drowning, it's horrific because that family has to live with those circumstances the rest of their lives. But that the water should bring joy to a person's life. Most communities and those underserved communities are where kids are drowning. It can happen everywhere, trust me. It is not biased against any race or religion or gender, but most of those underserved communities are drowning at an alarming rate. And so when we go out to those places where those families live, it means a lot to me because I know we're teaching them.
to make up my mind. So many things that I wanna try. Do I really have to decide?
With new flexible USA swimming memberships, you can be on America's swim team and still do the other things you love.
So many things that I wanna try.
Greensboro Aquatic Center is a fantastic facility for racing, and it's going to be electric tonight for the finals at the 2018 USA Swimming Winter Nationals. There you see the events that are going to be on the program. The women's and men's 400 freestyle, the women's and men's 200 freestyle, and the women's and men's 50 freestyle. You don't want to miss it. A lot of great swimming, a lot of the big superstars who are going to be racing tonight, including Olympian Simone Manuel in the 50 freestyle. Now, the last time that the Winter Nationals were long course was back in 2015 in Federal Way, where Simone was looking to win the 50 freestyle. And here's how Ted and Rowdy called that one.
So to the sprints we go. The women's 50 free first, as you see those records now, both world and American, that have stood for some time. 2008 for Dara Torres, American record, and they're walking second. Natalie Coughlin representing a great swimmer, and there's the presence, Simone Manuel, NCAA champ this year. She was the finalist, the only United States finalist in Kazan in August in this distance, only American time in the top 10 in the world this year. And she's not the only present/future swimmer in this field. So this one's an interesting collision. Natalie Coughlin with that astounding mark. 12 Olympic events, 12 medals.
Great start there by Abby Weitzel in lane number 4. Natalie Coughlin got off as good as anybody else did in that field.
Her start time and Weitzel's were tied for the best.
Coughlin toward the bottom in lane 2's hanging in there, but here comes Simone Manuel now.
And Manuel pushing in the middle with Weitzel, and it's going to be Simone Manuel by 3/100ths. Well, the present and future took it away there at the end. The kick right in the middle of the pool, and Simone Manuel comes in and out-touches Abby Weitzel. There they are.
So you see here Simone Manuel in the middle of the screen. Didn't have the best start. Natalie Coughlin, who is always one of the best starters in the world off the blocks, had the best start, but what really makes Simone so powerful and so intimidating in the 50 freestyle is her closing speed, and she just kept ratcheting up the intensity, and she just went by everybody, as you see there in lane number 5. Her last stroke a little bit short, and you'll see it right here, just a little bit short, didn't really have that big reach, and then you see there she kind of looks like, that wasn't the best finish, and she obviously fixed that in Rio, where she won the silver medal in the 50 freestyle. So we're going to be looking for her to see how well she does here. I don't think she's on a full taper, but she's definitely going to be the class of the field tonight in the 50 freestyle. Someone we're going to be obviously looking at tonight in the women's 400 free, Katie Ledecky, who won the 800 in impressive fashion last night. Kind of a very interesting note about that 800. So we're talking about Olympic trials qualifying. Katie could have qualified if she wanted in the 200, 400, and 800 freestyles in just one race. You see all 3 of those times were under the Olympic trial cuts for those distances, and it just shows how great Katie Ledecky is. I mean, it's just not surprising, but I think a lot of people are marveling at that. So last night in the 800, we had 14 swimmers qualify for Olympic trials. As of prelims, we added more to that trials list. We now have 38 through today's prelims. We're going to see if we can add more to tonight's finals. So if you're at home watching tonight's finals, cheer through the screen. They could probably feel your energy. We need to have a lot of people qualify for Olympic trials. For a lot of people, this would be a dream come true for them to be able to swim in that big arena in Omaha in 2020 for their chance to swim for the 2020 Olympic team. All right, so that's going to do it for us today here on Deck Pass Live. We're going to be back for the evening show again after finals on usaswimming.org or Facebook Live. Don't forget to join us. I'm Jeff Cummings, and we'll see you later tonight.